Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Freya and today is Tarot Tuesday. I want to apologize for not having any videos last week at all. I was unfortunately a little under the weather for just about the entire week, but I'm back to work today and we have another Tarot Tuesday for you. Here's how this works. I go into a light trance and I select 3 cards. I label them A, B, or C, and all you need to do is take a few slow, deep breaths to calm and still your mind. Ask to be shown what you need to know most at this point in time. And then look at the cards and, which one calls to you, which one draws you in, and then select your choice. All right, so I'm going to give you a few minutes to do that while I select my cards here. All right, so next, I hope you've done that because next I'm going to do the reveal and interpretation. So if we're all ready, the magic of video, here we are. Okay. So we have card A, if that's what you picked. You have the Two of Pentacles. So, in other decks, I'll call it the Two of Coins. Card B, the Two of Wands. And card C is Strength. And as you can see, I have a dragon themed deck today. This is actually the deck that I use in most of my readings when I work with the public. So, all right, let's just give me a moment to tune into this first card here. The Two of Pentacles. What we have is a woman. She's balancing her way across this log bridge high over a deep ravine. She's holding a baby dragon in each hand. She's focused and careful while she steps deliberately across the log to reach safety on the other side. This card is the juggling act card, the multitasker card, the one who seems to keep everything running along smoothly. Even though there's so much to keep track of, they stay on top of it. The 2 dragons represent time on one hand and energy on the other. And the woman is balancing her time and energy to accomplish challenging things. She could also be juggling competing forces in her life. Things, like time with family versus time at work or something like that. This card is saying that you're going to have to balance your time and energy to accomplish challenging things. You're going to have to juggle multiple responsibilities. This may mean late nights and lots of extra energy expended. As long as you can manage your time and energy well, you should be fine. If you allow your boundaries to be crossed, however, if you take on too much, if you find yourself missing sleep, not eating in a way that makes you feel healthy and strong and clear-headed, if you're not getting enough exercise or maybe you're getting too much physical exertion, you're going to be creating problems for yourself, especially right now. This particular moment in time, you need to be much more focused on this balance between time and energy. And when you're being pulled in all sorts of different directions, look at the card. This is someone who is taking very deliberate, measured steps very carefully. This is a very precarious situation to be in. And if you do not stay on top of everything, the fall down could be it could have some very disastrous results. But as long as you stay on top of it, you should be fine. So the message here for you is mind your schedule. Keep track of everything, and don't forget to schedule in time for yourself. If you don't schedule in time for yourself, you will burn out, you will get sloppy, you will miss things, and that could have a big impact. So please stay focused, mind your boundaries. When people start asking you to do this favor, that favor, be very discerning in the time and energy you're willing to spend there. Obviously, people, we like helping other people. It feels good to help other people, but in this case, you have some things you must deal with. So you'll make it through if you just stay on top of both your time and energy. Neglecting self-care would be nothing short of self-sabotage. So please heed that warning and everything should be fine. Okay. Shifting gears a little bit to the Two of Wands. Excuse me, I have a little bit of traffic going by outside. All right. So in this card, we see a man who's holding up two scrolls, one in each hand, and he's lifting them up towards two very young dragons. And there's this golden light engulfing them, as if there has been some divine inspiration or some enlightened or inspired ideas here touching upon the plans that have been written down on these scrolls. Written on these scrolls, this is a well thought out plan to bring inspiration into reality. And what this card is telling you is it's time to stop leaping ahead without a plan. I know you're excited. I know that you feel maybe some pressure. Excuse me. A little pressure to get moving, and, as difficult as it is, this is not the time to act. If you do, you're going to fall flat on your face. This is a time to step back, to research, to do risk assessment, to put actionable steps together in a logical way. Don't let your emotions cause you to leap ahead with all the enthusiasm. And I understand it, and I know it intimately myself, but this is time to sit back and engage the logical brain here. So, write the business plan, write up the daily schedule or put together the weekly meal plan, whatever this is that you want to embark on, whatever inspired endeavor you want to take on. You need a plan, a detailed plan to keep you on track and keep you focused. It's a map. To map out the best road to success for you. And please do not skip skip the risk assessment part. I think that's the part where most of us tend to ignore, as we, especially when we've got a good idea and we really feel excited by it and we just want to get to it. But in doing so, we might miss some details that could come back to haunt us later on. So I know that this may not necessarily be a new business, but if you can just think of the analogy of writing a business plan, it has you go through what is your purpose, it has you come up with a budget projected, income, what your marketing plan is, and there's a risk assessment portion. It's very, very important. And if you have trouble with it, bounce these ideas off of someone else. So while wands often tend to be very energetic, and for me personally, they often relate to business dealings. This could also be work or advancement at work or something like that. But I also get a lot of not just business related things, but spiritual related things, I guess would be the term for this. So if you've got spiritual goals, if there's things that you want to do, things you want to experience, things you want to participate in, even though I know that a lot of things, group participation right now during COVID is a little problematic. But if there's something that you want to do, you need to start planning for that. Maybe you have to save up some money. Maybe there's travel involved. Maybe there's study involved. Maybe, whatever it might happen to be, you need a plan. So please don't just jump ahead, and do think about what the risk assessment end of things might be there. And please ask someone else to bounce the ideas off of and say, hey, in this, can you think of anything that might that might work against me. This could be anything from personal habits to lack of support around you to a pandemic happening. How pandemic proof is your new idea? So something along those lines. The other thing that I get off of it is this is also time to stop putting out small fires. Quit looking at the small fires, the little things that pop up every day. Yes, they need attention, but try to nip those in the bud as efficiently and as quickly as you can, because it's really easy to get caught up in all the little things that need to get done during the day, and they can suck your time away from you. And you want to plug up all of those time leaks, all those things that steal away your time. It's really easy to get caught up in it. What you need are, and also not that, but energy too. So I guess, there's some overlap here between people who picked A and people who picked B. But I'm feeling like these little things that might pop up during the day just suck the life out of you or suck your time away. You've got to nip those in the bud the best that you can. Give yourself a breather so that you can step back, take a longer look further into your future. What do you want for yourself long term? Where do you want to live? What kind of home do you want to live in? What kind of career do you want to have? Much longer term things. And it's going to vary, obviously, depending where you are in life. The younger you are, it might be different types of you might envision a very different idea of what long term means as opposed to maybe someone in their 60s. And so obviously that's going to be individual, but what do you want for yourself long term? Because without a plan, you're going to become distracted, you're going to stray from your path, and you're either going to take much, much longer to get where you want to be, or you may not get there at all. So please take that extra time right now. Resist the urge to act on every little thing, and really sit back and do an assessment of what you want long term. Okay? All right, now finally, let me look at this card and try and tune into the meaning here for all of you who picked card C. This is the Strength card, and here we see a woman. She's tamed a fire-breathing dragon. That is no small feat. And there are several baby dragons which are lounging about all around her feet. She has overcome much, and her power is a graceful one. She has command presence. So what does all that mean? When you're the top dog in the room, there's no need to announce it. People just sense it off of you. If you have to announce that you're the top dog, trust me, you're not the top dog. Here we're looking at developing your inner strength. Your spiritual strength, your mental strength, your emotional strength. In other situations, it could be physical strength when things like discipline and determination are involved. If you're developing, sorry about that, I just had to grab a quick drink of water. So as I was saying, it could be physical strength if you are developing discipline in taking care of your health or something like that. Then in that case, yes, that strength in that way, strength through discipline and willpower would be indicated here. So that might have an overlap into physical strength. But mostly I'm talking about the presence, the confidence, the knowing that, you've got this, that's more of the feel that we're going for here. So command presence, if you've got it, and people just sense it off of you. And the thing is that you're going to be tested in these coming months. You're going to be tested. There's going to be, things are not necessarily going to be smooth sailing, and you can choose to respond with fear. You could choose to respond with anger. You could overreact. You could use unkind words. And it's going to be very tempting to do so. There'll be a lot of frustration, and I wish I had better news there, but given the state of things in the world, probably not all that surprising. But the advice that I get off of the card here is to not give in to that temptation. It's really base and it's unnecessary. Instead, respond from a place, that inner nobility of you, that place of you that has some grace. Rise to the occasion and just don't allow yourself to get caught up in all the drama. It's completely unnecessary. So what I'm hearing, you aren't showing any strength by running off at the mouth just because you feel justified. That's how this just came through. So if you have a tendency to vent, if you have a tendency to be, I think it was a phrase, an acid tongue, when you have the ability to wound through words and you feel justified at that, just because you can do something doesn't really mean that you should. And there may be long-term implications of that. Just because you're angry in the moment doesn't mean you should be giving in to that. So instead, this card is challenging you, because it's always your choice, to rise above the drama, to rise above the temptations. So I look at this card and, I think about the winter and the holy tides that are quickly coming upon us, the holidays, and for whatever you may celebrate, if you celebrate. And for most of us, we will be spending some time with family, most likely under some form of gathering restrictions due to the pandemic. There will be, holidays are stressful anyway, but there'll be family and friends of different political views. And this is a particularly challenging time. But is it worth, what am I hearing? Is it worth saying things that you cannot take back? Is it really worth it to say things that you cannot take back? Is there a way that you could get the exact same message across without the venom, without the emotion, without the heat behind it? To come from that very, that calm, peaceful strength that, one would hopefully expect from a leader, everyone is going to be stressed to some degree. I feel this card is speaking directly to this volatile situation. So a sharp tongue, too eager to lash out, it's just not a hallmark of strength. Take a step back. Lowering yourself will not win any hearts or change any minds. You could be absolutely correct. You might be 100% factually correct. But if you don't say it in a way that your audience can hear it, then you have not communicated anything. So please keep that in mind. Maintain your sense of calm and dignity. And that may actually do more in the way of changing minds. So if that is your intent. But just to get through this sort of challenging period that we're coming into, you do have the option of, digging down to reach that inner strength of yours, and let that be what people remember of you. As going forward, this may work in your favor in years to come. All right. So that wraps up our Tarot Tuesday for November 17th of 2020. If you have enjoyed your free reading today, please leave a comment down below. I really want your feedback, and please click that subscribe button. I'm still trying to reach my first 100 subscribers, and this would be a very big help to me. Okay, so I will see you tomorrow with Runes Wednesday, Wednesday. Can I even talk now? And a free rune reading for all of you. So I will see you then.